As we kick off a new trading week, the first full trading week of November, we have a lot of data to digest. Joining me today is Peter Cardillo, First Standard Financial, and he'll tell us about the latest developments. Peter, great to have you here today.
Good to be here.
Well, it is fairly quiet this week compared to the previous week. We did get the Republican tax plan unveiled, and we also got the Fed chair nominee. And of course, at the end of the week, we got the U.S. jobs report, and that was a mixed bag. We saw a revision to the September reading, and the gain for October was not as good as expected. So what do you make of last week's developments?
Well, I really wasn't too surprised at that jobs number because I was calling for 165,000. Obviously, that was ex the hurricane impact. And if you dissect it, and you look at over the past 6 months, you'll see that maybe we were in between 90 to 100,000 jobs. That was a result of the hurricanes. So if you add that onto there, or you subtract it rather, we're down to about 165, 170,000 jobs that was created. And so that's basically is a consistent number that we've had over the past 3 or 4 months. And so it really wasn't all that bad. Unemployment rate dropped to 4.1%. Obviously participation rate not really participating in a big way, but certainly, it's an indication that the job market remains tight, is getting tighter, and the economy is still growing jobs.
And of course, there will be focus on politics this week as Donald Trump heads over to Asia. He will be bringing corporate leaders, but of course, as he heads through the different countries, it'll be about geopolitics as well as trade. So what will you be focusing on?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think the focus of this week is going to be on two things. One, the battle of the budget, and of course, the geopolitical and trade agreements that Trump is going to discuss during his long trip in Asia. And so I think, stocks probably not going to do much of anything, just follow the headline news as they come out of Asia. And of course, in the early stages of this big battle that's brewing in Congress, and we'll have to just see whether or not this tax bill passes in totality, or is it going to be watered down?
And last but not least, before I let you go, of course, all eyes will be on the Fed meeting coming in December, and a rate hike is expected if you look at the Fed funds futures. So what do you make of Trump's pick?
Oh, I think we're looking at a rate hike in December. I've been saying that for months now. And so, the nomination of Powell was well accepted, and obviously because really nothing changes. The only thing that changes is a different person sitting at the helm of the Federal Reserve. But as far as monetary policy is concerned, he's not going to be overly aggressive. But as I said, with the economy and with the jobs market being so tight, the Fed is going to stay on a hiking path until we reach normality.
Okay, Peter, well, thank you so much for joining me. And as always, thanks for all your insight.
My pleasure.